Sometimes we miss out on great adventures because of our fear of the unknown and because we have preconceived notions. Our journey from California to Florida tackled both of those things. When I shared my plans with friends, they kind of looked at me like I was crazy, because very few Californians ever drive to Florida. Yeah, we may fly on occasion, but we don't drive there. Of course, research can help you with your fear of the unknown, but that shouldn't mean that you overplan your trip. And we had only planned a few things, and I like to plan a hook, so there's something that will actually make me follow through on this trip that we're thinking about doing. In this case, we had planned 2 hooks. One was our Village Rally in Live Oak, and the other one was something that's kind of been on my bucket list, and that is to stay at Fort Wilderness at Disneyworld. I've seen lots of other YouTubers cover it, and I really wanted to see what it was all about. So in today's episode, we tackled Fort Wilderness, but we didn't have much time, and it wasn't the easiest thing to get booked. But the hardest part was trying to find a campground or someplace we could stay between Live Oak and Orlando, Florida, because campgrounds are really busy. Fortunately, I had seen an episode that Drivin' and Vibin' had done on a brand new campground. It's a private campground that is in Summerfield, I think it's called. And because it was brand new, it wasn't booked out. And so we were able to book 2 nights at this campground. Now, the only weird thing about this place is that they're closed on Sundays, and we really only wanted Sunday night. So we had to actually book Saturday and Sunday so we could check in on a Saturday and leave on Monday. Other than that, it was just as you would expect a brand new campground. It was wonderful, and I'll show you some of the highlights of that. And then we were on to Fort Wilderness to fulfill not only something that's in my bucket list, but also we stopped and I got to visit with my father's cousin, who has done a lot of genealogy work on my grandmother's side of the family, and also a girlfriend who moved from Huntington Beach to Orlando a few years ago. So we got all those things accomplished. Sometimes John downloads YouTube videos of people making different recipes and asked me to make it. So this week he downloaded one called Mac and Cheese Pancakes, which I think sounds weird, but I'm willing to give it a try. But I have to improvise because I don't have all the ingredients. But I do have most of everything. Now, they used some kind of a chili-infused syrup, and I don't have any. I'm not going to do that. I don't have chilies. There's no grocery store around here. I have Bisquick, so I can make the pancake batter. And I have some grated cheese. I didn't have elbow noodles that they called for, but I have this package of macaroni and cheese, so I'm just going to use the elbow noodles from this and cook those and then make these mac and cheese pancakes. We'll see if it's a total disaster or not.
Could be yummy.
Could be. By the way, I should share a little bit about this campground. It's a little strange because it's not, it's closed on Sundays. I saw somebody come in hoping to stay here and they had to turn around and leave. But it's right behind a Camping World, and we went over there yesterday and replaced our surge protector with the proper one you really should have, which is an EMS, energy management system or something like that. They're a couple $100, but we did that. We feel a lot better now, especially after we attended all those electrical seminars at the rally. Learned a lot about that and why it's so important to have an EMS protector. The campground they're $65 a night, which is pricey, I think, but gorgeous showers. We were able to get some ice here just from their refrigerator, and nice big spaces, wide in between. They're all big rigs though, as usual. Oh, that's what I was going to say. But being here on a Sunday, we are just 2 miles down the road from the Marion Flea and Farmers Market. So we rode our bikes down there earlier today and checked it out. And I got a really good cantaloupe.
what are we looking at here?
We're looking at the raddest bikes at the flea market.
Based on what I'm seeing, might be the only rad bikes. Everything else is a Harley.
The first part of this recipe is basically make a pancake batter. So I'm going to do that. Whatever I have left over, because I'm only going to try a couple of these, and if they're a disaster, then I'm going to make real pancakes. So this is the part that I'm worried about. I have the cast iron griddle heating up. I'm worried it may not be seasoned enough and everything's going to stick terribly. The cheese could be a disaster. I do have a Teflon pan that I could switch over to if I had to, but we're going to give this a try and see what happens. So I've just mixed up the batter. And so what you do is you put the batter on the pan, and then you put the macaroni noodles on top of the pancake, and then you top it with cheddar cheese and kind of smash it down a little bit. And then before you flip it over, you spray nonstick spray on the top of the pancake. We'll see. Oh no, well, I did make another adjustment. This thing also has hot dogs in it, and I'm not gonna put hot dogs in it. So that's something that I left out.
And away she goes.
This just seems wrong. Okay. Well, it's not quite hot enough. Not hot enough, I don't think, but oh well. Maybe we should make it smaller. I'll make a smaller one. Okay, now. This on here. Oven's here. Push this down a little bit.
Where's the cheese?
Cheese is right here. Uh-oh. There we go. Oops. I could use a bigger spatula. Wow, I'm surprised. I really thought that cheese would have just glued itself to the plate. Okay, now here's the syrup, and we have more. Let's get this. You try it before I turn it over and see what the other side looks like. Maybe you're supposed to serve it, probably supposed to serve it that side up.
Here we go.
Is it good? Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try it. It's surprisingly good. I'll put the link to the video below, and you can actually go see the actual recipe. You might want to do the syrup infused chili thing. I need to put another screw in here because this cover, this grill, has been rattling against the door here. But I took one of these drink cozy things that they give you at events and cut off a piece and shoved it in there, and that should take care of the rattle.
Go ahead, you're safe.
Those birds are loud. I like them.
Yeah.
They sound like Hawaii. We got to Fort Wilderness at Disneyworld last evening and did lots of bike riding around the campground because it's so huge. It's like 1.5 miles from one end to the other. So you really do need some kind of mode of transportation. Most people use those carts, but a bike, I think, an e-bike is perfect. Check-in time at Fort Wilderness is 4 p.m. If you arrive early, there is a parking lot where you can wait until they're ready to check you in. Electric bikes are allowed on the sidewalks, but after the first day, we just rode on the roads with the golf carts because there was such a small amount of traffic. The campground is 1.5 miles long, so it was really nice to have the bikes to get us down to the pier every night for the fireworks or to any of the gift shops in the campground. And let's see, the tip on getting a reservation here, because we didn't try until recently, John says be persistent. You have to go online and see if you can find a spot. And if you get one night, then book one night. Then you can try and subsequent, continue to try to get days either before or after the date that you did get. And if you get those, then book those. And then what John did was he called them and they combined them together into one event, basically. So we got 3 nights. So that's the tip on getting a campsite here. Now, because we're in a short van, they have one area that is for pop-ups and tenters, and that's where they put us, and that's where they put the other, 24-foot camper vans. And it's it's just as nice as the other spots, except you don't have these giant rigs all over you. And we're right behind we're really close to the showers and the bathrooms and the laundry, and which are very nice facilities as you would expect from Disney. And I will link below a video that we watched just a few days before we got here from, what's the name of their
You, Me, and the RV.
Yeah, You, Me, and the RV. They did a kind of a review and what to expect here. So I'll link that below because that was very helpful. And today we are going to take the boat and then a bus over to Disney Springs to meet up with a girlfriend that I have that moved out here. Change in plans, we got some bad information. The bus from the Magic Kingdom to downtown, Disney Springs, they call it here, doesn't run until after 4 p.m. So we walked over to the Contemporary Hotel, is that what it's called, John? And we're gonna catch a bus that'll be here in about 10 minutes. Two more tips for you. When we were at Disney Springs, we went to the visitor services and booked the Hoop-de-Doo music review that happens every day at Fort Wilderness. And the second tip is to, if you want to, go down to the dock right at 8 p.m. and board a boat, because that's when the fireworks show starts. And our driver took his time so that we could see the entire fireworks show from the boat. And then just stay on the boat and ride it back to Fort Wilderness. It was really magical. You can't get there from here unless you're really persistent. So today the goal was to ride the Skyliner, to ride the monorail from Epcot back to Magic Kingdom, and then get back to Fort Wilderness. And took us, well, we had a great time. It was really fun to kind of just try to figure this out because there's really no direct ways to get in. And this is the free stuff day, the stuff that you don't have to pay to do that's fun. While we were at guest services, one of the employees said that we should ride the Skyliner to get a good perspective of the park. It's free, as is the monorail and all the boats that connect various resorts. So we set out to do that and explore the grounds. So we got on the Skyliner at Hollywood Studios, took the bus from Contemporary to Hollywood Studios, and then the Skyliner from Hollywood Studios to, what's the name of this resort?
Caribbean.
Caribbean Resort. And then we get on the next gondola that takes you over to Epcot.
We are now sailing over Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, home to a collection of tropical villages inspired.
So, where are we now?
Polynesian Village. I remembered.
Caribbean.
Oh. But the interesting thing we discovered was that no matter whom we asked, we got incorrect directions or information. So that turned our journey into a fun adventure, one that took us on a very pleasant 10-mile walk. Rather than tell you how to do it, you may want to take the challenge should you visit this enormous park. Super quiet down here.
Where are we?
Don't ask me. The boardwalk.
Okay, not the Polynesian?
No.
All right, good.
And there's a bakery up ahead. Look at that. California. The other Disneyland.
So where's our next stop?
Yeah, that's my girl Megan. She's fantastic.
Magic Kingdom.
I love her so much.
It's a confusing trip.
And from there we go to?
A boat to the lodge.
Wilderness Lodge? And from there we go to?
Another boat back to the Fort
Like
Lauderdale.
dodge traffic and left.
So where are we?
We're at the Hoop-de-Doo Dance Hall, or whatever it's called, hall, to see the
Pioneer Hall.
Pioneer Hall to see
In the Caribbean.
No.
You want me to take your picture?
No.
No, thank you.
No, you're good.
Yeah, thanks.
Good. So here's Debbie tossing the salad. Very talented, by the way.
Oh yeah. Except the bowl is too small. It's hard to toss. So I'm just gonna put this on your plate. This is the end of our journey east, and tomorrow we start heading back west again at a much faster pace. We have no idea where we're going to stay, where we're going, but we do know tomorrow night we will be at Stephen Foster State Park in northern Florida. And I think we pretty much accomplished everything we wanted on this trip. It's been really, really good. And I'm surprised that I enjoyed myself as much as I did here at Disneyworld, just bumming around. And the food they served at this thing tonight, oh my God, it would feed an army. There's so much wasted food. But it was very good though. The food was very good. But I don't know if the show is any better than Diamond Tooth Gertie in Dawson City. John's shaking his head. I want to acknowledge that I have skipped over several weeks worth of staying at different state parks, and in particular Texas. But I'm going to get back to those. I'm just trying to figure out how to pull them together so that it will be a good end product and something that will be helpful to those of you who may be traveling in this direction. So stay tuned for those videos, as well as a wrap-up video on other things, including our mileage and our, how much we spent and things like that. Things that I hope will be helpful to you. Thanks for watching. See you next week. We really like the fact they have an ice dispenser here. Pull out a bag. It takes 2 people though. Otherwise you get what somebody did down here with spilling ice.
It's called oops.
Oops, yes. So, put the bag on there.
It didn't work, just so you know.
Oh, it didn't? Oh. Oh well, we'll
Sorry.
see. What?
Voila!